programs, and which calls for expenditure. That's where the fight has to be. You know, the debt ceiling battle is no win. It's not the place to fight that. You got to fight it before. It takes a brave person to stand up and say no, which is the right vote. But the battle, that's not where the fight should be, and perhaps not the best strategy for a party that, say, is in opposition. So,
Paul Blair.
Representative Goldwater, since 1980, we've gone from $1 trillion in accumulated national debt to now 17.4. Over that period of time, we've had 20 years of Republican presidential administrations, and now we're into our 14th year of Democrats. We've both shared power in Congress. One constant is that Washington is incapable of reining itself in, it seems.
Yep.
What would be your suggestion?
well, we need to elect some better representatives. That's an obvious solution. Another one is what is it, the Fifth Amendment, where you can call Article 5, where you can call a consensus of the states to assemble and pass a constitutional amendment. And that can be done. Some people fear doing that. It's where I think 2/3 of the state, or 3/5 of the states, legislature had to vote for an issue. And if that's approved, it goes to the Congress then can approve it by 2/5 or 3/4 of the, but then it becomes a constitutional amendment. And you can limit the topic to one issue.
What do you think the scenario, how do you see it would play out if one of the states, or several states actually stood up and enforced the 10th Amendment and said, we don't care about the defensive, or about the Affordable Care Act, we are not going to enforce that in our state, it's not going to happen?
Well, I think you've done that here in Oklahoma to some degree.
Well,
And we've done it in Arizona also. And eventually that'll be tested in the courts, I suspect. We'll just have to wait and see. But there's a number of those things, and that happens all the time. We have the EPA in Arizona telling us that we're in violation of their standard for clean air. Well, what they don't account for is the fact we have dust storms out there. And all of a sudden our air is like pretty dirty. But we get banged for that. And we've got a coal power plant that they're beating on us and not working with us to try to come up with a solution for the pollution and what have you. So, you know.
I'm being told that time's up. Can we take one more question?
I just, relying on the courts, Barry, I want to say that there's clear precedent from way back that we have separation of powers there. And to rely on the court to say what laws are passed are legal or not, then it says we actually have a Pollit Bureau. Then we don't have a Congress and whatever if the Supreme Court is the Pollit Bureau of America. So actually, laws that are unconstitutional don't fit the 10th Amendment or whatever that the federal government gets involved in should just be nullified and not paid any attention to. And there's a lot of writing by the original founding fathers on that kind of stuff. And you just have to get away from continuing relying on somebody to tell you what is right or not other than the Constitution. There is no, I could speak all night and I will shut up, but the worst thing, go to the Bible. The love of money is the root of all evil. The root of all our problems right now is the Federal Reserve and the making of money out of thin air. And there is no amendment to the Constitution allowing that. In 1913, they simply voted it in unconstitutionally to give that power to coin money and so forth to the Federal Reserve, which they have no right to do. And so, as long as they're going to pass laws that don't fit our Constitution, then, but we should just simply have the right under states' rights to simply nullify and not pay attention to laws that don't fit the Constitution.
Right.
Well, and I can't disagree with you, but that's why we have tripartite government. That's why we have the checks and balances. Obviously, the reason we have so much federal government is because the courts have interpreted the Commerce Clause, which would allow the creation of some of these agencies and these programs. probably one of the better systems ever invented by mankind to control each other, but again, it gets down to the quality of the laws we elect are determined by the quality of men and women we elect. So as we get kind of the government we want, or we need, or what we elect, who we get into office.
Barry, God bless you, appreciate you being here.